Hello, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time you are in. We have another exciting Mega Man 6 Any% tournament race today. We have a round 2 match between the 15 seed sagehero and the 2 seed Coolkid, which will be an interesting and entertaining best of 3 match. I'm Pro A007, very happy to be joining you here today, and joining me today is Mushroom Boy 2010. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. This should be a good race. This is an 90% race between these two. It'll be best 2 out of 3, single elimination action. So I'm sure we're in for a real treat here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to see how the runners do today.
Yeah. Coming into today, Coolkid has a PB of 3350 in the any percent category. sagehero has a 3637, so about a full stage or so difference between these two right now. Coolkid, of course, needs no introduction to the NES Mega Man community. He's a top flight player, and I think all 6 of them for the NES. So, he knows pretty much all the tricks of the game. sagehero, another veteran of the community. I'm not really sure which one is the specialty, but yeah, this should be good. Should be just about ready here between our 2 runners. Finishing up their practice, and then we're gonna launch this. Alright.
Let's have some good races. Good luck out there, Coolkid and sagehero.
Yeah, and Mellow Flows, our tournament administrator, said Sage's game is Mega Man 4. Alright. Mega Man 4 is probably the one I'm least familiar with of the main 6.
For me, that would be Mega Man 5, but
yeah, I think in general, for a lot of the Mega Man veterans, it's usually one of the last 3 that they're the least familiar with, I would say.
Yep.
Okay. So in terms of the routing between the 2 runners, I don't think we're going to see a lot of variation here. Coolkid, I think, had a little hiccup with his timer, so he's going to be about 5 seconds off. But, we've all been there. So, but in terms of the routing, I don't expect we're going to see really any difference between our runners. Some might go Flame Man first, but in general, our runners are going to probably follow the same script here. And they have indeed led off with Wind Man, which is one of the harder, I think, opening stages for any of the NES Mega Man games, just because there's a lot of tricky platforming. You kind of have to work your way around here with, being levitated on and off throughout, and these different platforms as well. So, this is a good early test for our runners, just to make sure that they've got everything in sync.
Exactly. With the fans brushing you upwards at varying levels and speeds, it's so confusing to try to keep track of which fan is kind of blowing you how high, and it also depends on where Mega Man enters, like, vertically into the fan. So the runner's got to keep track of that at all times. Yeah.
So right now it's about half a screen transition between our runners, about 4 or 5 seconds difference. As Coolkid is the first to Wind Man. Wind Man is a pretty easy boss, but there is some RNG difference that in his attacks that might swing the race a little bit here early on. Whereas we're just going to keep using the Mega Buster and wearing him down. Coolkid gets rid of him about 159. And sagehero a couple of seconds behind. I think he had a slightly faster fight than Coolkid there. So nice opening stage for both runners.
Yeah, it looked like Sage's was a bit faster. For those of you who don't know, in Mega Man 6, it is faster to charge up the charge shot when you're slowly. It cuts down the time a little bit. So when Windman is pulling you in, you're sliding away from him. That's actually building your charge faster.
Yeah, it's an interesting little bit of tech by our runners and by the developers, I suppose, as well, which kind of gives Mega Man 6 its own flavor with the charge shot compared to 4 and 5.
Alright, now we've got Flayman stage, which is very complicated as far as you gotta make sure that the flame enemies don't ever drop their shots into the oil, because then, one, it becomes an instant death pit instead of just slowing you down, and two, it lags the game significantly more. So they want to be shooting these enemies as they're jumping around the stage before they can drop their ammo into the flame pits.
Yeah. And Coolkid had a little trouble with one of the push platforms, actually kind of to reset there. So allowed sageheros to play this stage. Well, I was about to say really. Oh, see, I jinxed him.
Commentator's curse. Commentator's curse.
Well, it was due for that. I had one in the last race too, but you know. He was in the lead, and then, unfortunately, luckily not a severe hiccup there. So Flayman, and again,
that wasn't a bad place to die. Really.
Yeah, it's like that was about a 10-second loss. So he's about a boss fight behind right now.
Yeah, there's definitely worse places to die in this game. Some of them are very, very brutal, and we've seen a few of them throughout the tournament, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, another pretty easy fight. Most of the bosses in Mega Man 6 are, I think, actually among the easier fights in the NES series.
Yeah, I agree with that. As long as you keep to rule number 1 of Mega Man 6, which is respect the iframes. If you do not respect the iframes, especially in Tomahawk Man's fight, which is a exact ammo fight, you're gonna be losing some time if you don't respect the iframes there.
Yeah. So, since they brought it up, this is one of 3 matches that will be broadcast today on SpeedGaming's different channels. At 5 p.m. Eastern, we have Dark Terex versus RO509, and at 7 p.m., that's on SpeedGaming 4, and at 7 p.m. Eastern, on SpeedGaming 2, we have Mellow Flows versus Not Riley 4. So, if you're enjoying this, we got more Mega Man 6, action for you. So.
Alright, Coolkid doesn't quite get butter there, it looks like.
Yeah, that I'm not sure how many runners are really gonna go for that. Some of these Blizzard Man tricks in a race setting, in a normal speedrun practice, sure, go for it. But here, yeah, they're not gonna go for the really crazy stuff here, because that's essentially fatal if you miss.
What? Let's see some bomb skips. Come on, guys.
Well, maybe in the finals we might see something like that. You know, if somebody really wants to go for broke here.
I would love to see someone go for bomb skip and get it.
Well, pretty easy fight for Coolkid. Didn't have too many roles to contend with. Sagehero just starting now. Yeah, so
Sage doesn't start out with a role.
Yeah, that's unusual. Oh, there it is. So there's our one roll. But
there we go. One roll for
fight.
Sage. That was a pretty good RNG pattern he got.
Yeah, that was. I think Coolkid had one or two.
Yeah, no, I didn't count Coolkids. Sorry.
I counted one for sure. Might have been two.
Yeah, I think it was at least two.
Yeah, overall, yeah, those little things with these RNG aspects in these boss fights, they can add up for some of the bosses. You know, Centaur Man's got some significant RNG patterns. A couple of the others do as well. So they're not huge, but you know, in a race setting or going for that PB, it can feel like an awful lot. We're seeing a lot of Flame Man.
So we're here in Plant Man stage now. Yeah, get a lot of flame ammo in there.
Yeah. Flame is kind of one of those weapons that gets a lot of utility throughout a run here. Because they're really going to be hammering that point home.
Well, and the main thing that Flame is like really versatile for, as you can see, Coolkid just passed the most screens where you'd be using it, so Sagehero is going to be coming up on it. But Flame Man's weapon can be stuck not only like upwards out of the ground, but it can be clung to walls and then stick out left and right.
Yeah.
Which is a huge help for dealing with enemies like the fish that jump out of the water like you see on Sagehero's screen.
Yeah, and Sage is kind of playing it a little tighter here. Not taking as many chances. Coolkid was pretty much running non-stop through that stage, through this final screen. Ooh. Nice dot. Okay, yeah. Good idea by Sage here, just taking his time on that one. Don't want to get caught, and Coolkid had no trouble with Plant Man.
Alright, with that, Coolkid's going to be moving on to Tomahawk Man stage. And Sagehero's not that far behind. He's going to be finishing up Plant Man right about there. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, they're about a boss fight difference right now. About 15-20 seconds right now. So, you know, very much still in range. As we get ready for the fifth Robot Master, Tomahawk Man.
Guns a-blazing and Flame is out again. Love the music in this game. That's one thing I think everyone agrees on for most Mega Man games, but I think especially 6 has some amazing music.
Kind of two minds about it. There are some outstanding individual tracks in 6. Overall, it's I think one of the lesser ones of the NES series.
You think
certainly
so?
Yeah, like 2 and 3 are tops for me, and 5 I would kind of actually put third. 6 is probably fourth or fifth, depending on my mood.
Huh. Weird. I agree that 2 and 3 are definitely some of the top ones. 3 will always be my favorite soundtrack. But yeah. I would say 6 is up there with, like, sometimes I think it's better than 2, because 2 has a few songs that I'm just not a big fan of. Especially with how short they made some of the songs in that game. Like, Heatman's song is so short.
Yeah. So, Coolkid underway with Tomahawk Man, just taking his time with Plant Man's ability and just getting rid of him. So nice fight, and sagehero again staying within a boss fight of him.
Yeah, very nicely done by these runners. And as mentioned before, this fight is an exact ammo fight, so you need to respect the iframes generally in this game, but this fight specifically, you must respect the iframes, otherwise you are losing time. With that said, on to Yamato? I don't know how to pronounce it.
I said Yamato. I usually say Yamato. I'm probably wrong, but
yeah, I've heard a lot of commentators for the tournament say Yamato, so that's what I'm gonna go with and blame them if I'm wrong.
yeah.
Ooh, nice backwards deboost there by Coolkid.
So
Coolkid had a little bit of trouble getting down that ledge.
well, yeah, there are some of this movement can be rather tricky. You're trying to do like 3 things at once, and the game really doesn't like it when you try to do that. So, it's like, it can be a real chore sometimes trying to keep it all straight in your head.
Yeah, and all of the Mega Mans on the NES, except maybe 2, are kind of known for being, laggy games if you're not careful with how you kill enemies or shoot your shots.
Yeah, 3. I know 3 lag reduction is very much a thing. In the others, it kind of runs in varying degrees with the others. 3 is the most notorious, I think, but it does kind of crop up every now and again. Yamato Man, a pretty easy fight. I think one of the less inspired Robot Masters, apart from an interesting name and an interesting look, pretty bland fight.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong here, Proa, but Yamato Man only has 2 attacks, right?
2 or 3, yeah. He throws the spear and he does like a jump spear attack. Like, that's about it.
Yeah, so in this game, if a boss does something twice in a row, then they're not going to do that action again, with the exception of Nightman, who just does whatever he wants.
Right. And chat confirming it is 2 moves as Coolkid enters the 7th Robot Master stage, Nightman. Another one with some pretty tricky oh! And there it is. Coolkid is given an opening to the sagehero.
Ooh. Oh boy. Alright, here we go again.
Oh, we did it again!
Oh no.
So, oh boy.
Here we go. Let's see how sagehero handles that room.
Yeah, it's okay. Well,
Alright,
yeah.
he just damage boosts and makes it so spikes can't kill him, and he's through. Alright, Coolkid on it again. There we go, he's through.
So yeah, so sagehero is in the lead now. Not by much, by less than a screen transition right now, but he does have control of the board. See if he can continue to hold his nerve here.
Still got a lot of run left though, so we'll see how this goes. Because this has been a pretty tight race thus far, but we're not out of the 8 robos yet.
No. And yeah. Coolkid had a little easier go of it in the spear room there. But yes.
Yeah, no, sagehero had to correct a few times and jump a few extra times to get the enemies.
Do runners
All right,
know
now,
they...
oh my goodness, now they're just about screen for screen in the bouncy house here. They're right on top of each other, and there we go. Coolkid passes Sage.
Yeah.
Through the bouncy house.
Chat asking, do runners know if they're at? Runners, this is unlike randomizer races. The runners do have the option of watching their opponent if they so choose. You know, that's a matter of personal preference. I don't when I race non-rando races.
So potentially they could be listening into us. Not sure if either of them are, but that is always a possibility.
Yeah.
Alright, both of them finished up the Nightman fight. Very clean. Good job. And they're still very, very close, so this is going to be interesting to watch how Centaur Man goes and see if the lead changes at all or increases.
Centaur Man is not an easy stage to get through. There's a lot of stuff going on. This is also incidentally my favorite song in the game.
Yeah, I would agree this is one of the really good songs in this game. Personally, I've always been partial to Tomahawk Man's theme.
Another good one, yeah.
Also, Plant Man, I would say his theme is up there. I'd say those three themes are probably three of the best ones in the game.
It's not a common opinion.
No? Oh well.
Well, I think he's being sarcastic, but...
Oh. Just shows how amazing I am at picking up sarcasm.
Yeah. And, yeah, Coolkid being a little more aggressive here. Sage kind of...
Yeah, Sage waited for the water after killing the enemy. Coolkid did not kill the enemy, he just went for it.
Yeah.
Taking the slide damage boost across the spikes. Very hard trick. That being said, though, Sage is not that far behind Coolkid.
No,
but it does look like the lead for Coolkid has increased.
Yeah, it's about 8 to 10 seconds. But I mean, maybe not even that much. It's really hard to tell because their timers are a little off. But so yeah, so Coolkid entered at 18:59. Sagehero is going to enter at 19:06. So about 7 seconds between our runners. Both will be out of the opening in under 20, provided no deaths.
And Centaur Man, something interesting to note is for the longest time, we knew that if Centaur Man used his flash attack on you, you did something wrong. What we didn't know is what that something wrong was. It turns out that something wrong is that neither you nor Centaur Man are in invincibility frames.
Hmm.
So you gotta always keep him in invincibility frames or damage boost off of him so that you're in invincibility frames. Otherwise he'll use his flash attack, which just wastes time.
Right. So 1925 to 1935 between the runners through 8 Robot Masters. So a nice 10-second battle going on here as we enter the Mr. X stages. Another good
Someone
tune
in chat
here,
said that this is... Yeah, this is a good tune. It's just... I almost wish that they had made 2 X themes. Like, for the... Kind of like how they do for the Wily stages in most games.
Well,
You know how they'll, like, switch halfway through?
Yeah, they didn't do that in 5 either, but, you know, 5 had a great Wily tune, so I'm all for it. So...
And someone in chat said that this is almost universally everyone's least favorite game. I don't know about that. I think a lot of people don't like the first one and the third one a lot.
I don't know.
Oh no, Coolkid takes a death.
Yeah, and that's a game over, but...
Oh, and that's game over. Oh no.
But that's nothing huge. Just come to think, I don't know what exactly Dark Terex was talking about, but like...
Well, I mean, it gave Sagehero the lead now.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, you know, for Sagehero, if he wants to, oh boy, that's another death for Coolkid. for sagehero being the underdog in this match, winning game 1 is absolutely critical.
Yeah. And he's coming into the boss room. Coolkid is not quite halfway through the stage, so he's got a bit of a lead now coming out of the boss fight.
Yeah, X1 and Nightman have hamstrung Coolkid here, and sagehero to have actually a fairly comfortable lead right now. It's gonna not over by a long shot, but now we're almost at the point where Coolkid's gonna kind of need a couple of pretty decent unforced errors on sagehero's part to narrow the gap here. And there is a 2.5-minute difference between their PBs, so that cannot be trivialized. We'll see how sagehero, because he is watching.
No, but also in a race setting, it changes the strategies.
It might, to a certain extent. Coolkid might be a little more aggressive, and by the same token, since Sage knows knows the score right now, he might. I don't know if he's going to go more. He might go more passive. He might play some things a little safer, just to minimize the chance of death. Moonq's pointing out great equalizer of X4 to an extent, yes, though not as significant. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, there could be something there. X2 fight, pretty irritating fight, just because you're dealing with a vertically moving boss. You got to kind of like angle it out pretty well. So, but Sage did a nice job there. Right.
Sage moving on to X3.
Yep, and Coolkid is about to enter the fight with the X2 fight, so...
Power Piston?
Yeah, I think that's it, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's its name. It's funny, for the Power Piston fight, the developers or the artists, graphic artists, someone in there gave us this fancy little tile here that's different at the bottom for us to line ourselves up with, so that we can shoot the Power Pistons somewhat accurately. Depends on the Power Piston's movements, but
yeah.
that tile generally is where you want to be hovering around.
Mellow has a slightly more
Mellow,
colorful
yeah.
description there.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
But it's not quite
Yeah,
quite what we want to call it.
not quite, but I don't think anybody disagrees, though. Okay, Sage kind of resets his position there. Does not want to take a chance. Again, he played that.
That's all right though. He is still about half a screen ahead of Coolkid. Full screen. I don't know. With the longer screens, it's hard to tell.
He's got a decent lead.
He's quite a bit ahead of Coolkid. Never mind.
Yeah, he's got a decent lead going on here. He entered the room at 25-17. In the X3 boss fight, pretty.
Yeah, Matongar Z.
Yeah. There he goes. Alright, so Coolkid is going for it here. He's really going.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Coolkid looked like he wasn't gonna quite make that jump.
Now, so he'll enter the boss room about 35 seconds after Coolkid, after sagehero. So yeah, 35-second difference right now. We enter X4.
Yeah, someone in chat earlier, I think it was Dark Tarek, said this is the great equalizer, so let's see how sagehero handles it.
Yeah, it was actually Moonq's, but yes. Yes. Yeah. This, but that is true, and this stage is not easy. Right. The stage is not easy at all, and you know, definitely one you got to be on your
Sorry,
toes
Moon.
for. Ugh. Alright,
Yeah, no, you already see Sage making all the tricky jumps and shots with Knight. Alright, here we go. This is the... oh, he almost backwards deboosted off the edge there. But this is another longer room where you're just kind of running forward, shooting enemies, hoping you don't die.
Right, yeah, that's pretty much the tone of X4. Long rooms where you try not to make the bad jump.
Yep. And also, you gotta be wary of your health, because if you take too much damage, your health runs out and you die. And we don't want that.
That's usually how that works. So yeah, now we're into X4 fight, where we meet the mysterious Mr. X.
Yeah, this one I'm not sure what the name is. Someone in chat's gonna say it though, I'm sure.
Right, so that's it at 2740.
That's the end of the game, right? Right? Mr. X was the big villain, right? We're just about done, yeah? Proa, we're done, right?
Nope, sorry. Plot twist.
No! Dr. Wily's in this game. Oh gosh, they bamboozled us again.
Alright, and 2805 for Coolkid, so 25 seconds back as we go into the Wily stages.
25 seconds between our Dr. Wily reveals.
Yep.
Alright, Sagehero making his way through Wily 1. And it's important to note, you need to start hovering on that first screen there. Not the first screen, but that screen that Sage started hovering on. Because if you start hovering on the screen that you're actually trying to hover on, you end up doing the screen transition and you can't quite make it over to where you need to be.
Yeah, it's like...
So you need to start hovering on the screen before.
Yeah, like it almost seems counterintuitive in that sense, but yeah, you gotta do it ahead of time, otherwise, yeah, you're gonna miss altogether. Coolkid kind of damage boosting a little bit there. Everyone's favorite boss
totally intentional, don't worry about that.
Everyone's favorite boss coming up, yes indeed, the dragon. And the
Let's see, how many times are we gonna boop the snoot? I heard one of the other commentators say that on one of the races, and I thought that was hilarious. I think I saw 2 boops there from Sage. Oh, there's one. Alright, dragon is down.
Boop the snoot. Yeah, it sounds like something you'd hear in like one of those pretentious BBC dramas. Oh, he booped the snoot, did he? There's one from...
there's another one from Coolkid.
He's having a little trouble here. Missing shots. There it is.
But he's giving the dragon some love, you know, boop the snoot, and the dragon enjoys it, so it's all good.
Yep. So, Sagehero underway here in Wily 2.
Or would it be Wily 6, since Wily was Mr. X?
Not entirely wrong, given, yeah, it was, you know, unlike 4 and 5, where, you know, he had, you know, drones doing the work for him.
Yep. And Dr. Cossack, I think his name is?
Cossack in 4, and then he's using Proto as kind of the smoke screen in 5, or a faux Proto. 3120
That
for
little tank,
Wily.
I'm not sure what the name is, but...
Yeah, 3120.
Sorry, what was his time through the stage?
3120, so Coolkid about 30 seconds back right now as we go into Wily 3. Sage, if he can
Sage
hold...
kept that jump really close.
Yeah, the Sage holds it together. Looking pretty good, but Coolkid can get some time back with the RNG and the refights. 3153 incidentally for 3153 incidentally for Coolkid for Wily 2.
Yeah, there is time save for RNG of the bosses, but I don't know if it's going to be enough for Coolkid.
Maybe. We'll see.
We'll have to see, starting with Blizzard Man, one of the most RNG heavy, and he starts off with a good pattern for Sage, and now we got one roll.
Yeah, it was one roll in the first fight, and it looks like it's going to be one again.
Wow!
So 1 down, 7 to go.
Only one roll
get ready.
Sage. Uh-oh, missed menu by Coolkid. As everyone knows, menus in this game take forever. You do not ever want to miss menu.
Yeah, Sage had a little trouble menuing earlier as well, so there's a roll.
There's a roll for Coolkid. Alright, did both of them get one roll? No, Coolkid gets 2.
And Coolkid, using his last fire shot, takes down Blizzard Man. So...
Uh-oh, Sage didn't respect the iframes! Sage is gonna have to switch weapons on Tomahawk Man. Alright, well, there's a little bit of time lost there for Sage for Coolkid to make up. And now, Windman is another exact ammo fight. You need to respect the iframes here for Centaur Man's weapon.
Might be respecting a little too much, even, but he does drop.
I mean,
so about 4 to 3 on the bosses. As Sage.
yeah, I was gonna say they're about equal here, just one boss behind.
Yep. Okay. And that's it for Centaur Man. Alright, so Nightman now, number 6 for Sage. Another miss menu.
Oh my, you might be right. Maybe Coolkid will bring this back. We're gonna have to wait and see how Plant Man goes. Oh, yeah. And Yamato.
Yeah, that's set underway number 7 now.
Yeah, it looks like the pace has just been Coolkid being one Robot Master behind.
Thereabouts, yeah. That's number 7 for Sage. Coolkid, a little trouble with Nightman's movement. Finally drops him.
Well, it's kind of like what was mentioned earlier. Nightman just kind of does whatever he wants, and you have to adapt and overcome.
As one does. Okay, that's it for the Robot Masters.
Well done, Sage.
Alright, so Wily 4 does not... It's not as insane as some of the other fights, but Wily fights, but can be tricky.
One important note is right there at the beginning, if you slide off that ledge, you cannot get that ammo refill that you are going to want for Tomahawk.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure as to why. I think someone said it might be a sub-pixel thing or something, but when sliding off that ledge, the game just doesn't let you get the ammo refill.
Sage was, I think, hoping for more, but he got an E-Tank instead.
Alright, here we go. Final Wily Fight. Unless he dupes us again.
So he got the early hit, he does. Alright, so
All
RNG
right.
time.
Capsule fight number 3 in the Mega Man series. Alright, good first spawn. Good second spawn. You always want Wily spawning low like that, because you can usually get a few
One
hits in
more
one.
will do it, and that is it.
There we go. GG sagehero.
Sage steals game 1 with an official race time of 36:40, which is very close to his PB, actually.
And Coolkid's just finishing up the Wily capsule fight here.
And actually, as I'm looking at the race chat, like that was with a death, so take the death out, and yeah. So Coolkid finishes with an official race time of 37:17. So sagehero up 1-0 here in this tilt.
Yeah, GG to the racers. Good first race.
Yes, indeed. All right, so we'll get another race started here momentarily between our two competitors for game 2 of this best of 3 battle. So GG's to our runners, and we will be right back for game 2 of this in a moment. All right, we are back for game 2 of this 3-game series between the 15 seed sagehero and the 2 seed Coolkid in the Mega Man 6 Any Percent tournament. If you missed game 1, you missed a pretty wild one with Sage playing very, very consistently throughout and making few mistakes. And Coolkid unfortunately had some trouble in the middle game and was defeated by 37 seconds, 36-40 to 37-17. So, yeah, so Sage Hero holding the aces right now against Coolkid, but we are going to get ready for game 2 here momentarily.
I'm not gonna lie, I really hope that Coolkid wins this one just so that we can see a game 3 again.
Yeah, until yesterday.
Either way, I'm hyped for this race.
Yeah, until yesterday, game 3s did not exist in this tournament, so it's nice that our runners are gonna be back into this.
Heck yeah, that's right.
All right.
All right, we have sent the runners off. So in just a minute here, we should see them resetting and going for it.
Yeah, in terms of strategy, for Sage Hero, it's gonna be a little weird for him, I think, just because like, okay, I do the same exact thing, but possibly better or faster. Because his PB he played very close to his PB in game 1, like 2.5 minutes. It was like 2 seconds he said he was off by, which is really, really good in a race setting.
Yeah, that's amazing. If you can get within 2 seconds of your PB in a race, that's awesome. Also, this time we didn't have any trouble with the timer. Good job, guys.
Yeah, yeah. So they're nice and
Coolkid
sync
might be mad at
there.
me for that comment, but
Nah, he knows. He knew it. He knew it going in. Like, oh right, forgot to reset the timer. You know, those little details. So
but
yeah,
we
so
are back in Windman.
yeah. I would say as far as game 2 strategies go, this Coolkid, he had 2 deaths in Nightman early, and then he had 2 deaths in X1, one of which was led to a game over.
Proa.
Oh, sorry.
We need the game audio.
We're good. Got it. We're
There we
sorry.
go.
Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Yeah, I was like,
Please bear with us, guys. Commentators have a lot to focus on.
I have the power if I ever want to use it.
Pro just shuts down the whole stream. That's it, guys. We're done.
I don't have that much power. Alright, so Coolkid again. I'll get just a little bit ahead here on Sage Hero.
Yeah, only a boss corridor between them entering the Windman fight.
Yeah, just a couple of seconds. That was about that different between them in race 1.
Uh-oh, Sage missed a shot.
Yeah, Coolkid
and
did
Coolkid
as well.
finishes the Windman fight. Oh, did he? Alright.
Yeah, he was a little high on. He was a little off on one shot, but.
It's interesting to me to see the times that Coolkid, when he finishes a boss, he goes off to the right and starts jumping. That's to reduce lag. Sagehero isn't doing that. I don't know if he just doesn't know that that helps with reducing lag, or if he just is used to not doing it so he doesn't.
Could be a little of both. You kind of get yourself into those mental patterns after a certain point.
Yeah, that's definitely true. It's also a race, so sometimes things are just like, funnily enough, racing through your mind, and you're just, trying to focus on, I gotta get this done, and let's move on to the next boss, and let's just beat this screen.
Right. Yeah. It is kind of like that sometimes. In the context that you're just trying to, keep everything together. The trick, sometimes the trick though, is you know, not going too far ahead and, you know, forgetting what you're supposed to be doing. You know, I've done that a few times, and it's like, it's really, you know, you do something over and over again, like, oh, right.
Right, I was supposed to jump there. Yeah, no, I've definitely done stuff like that. Alright, both of them making their way through Flame End. Very nice so far. I haven't seen... only one, maybe two Flame have hit the oil fields as of yet. And as I say that, Coolkid gets like 2 oil fields on fire.
Well, it's alright. Alright.
I think Coolkid did that just to spite me.
Well...
That was a joke, just in case anyone wasn't sure.
That's all good.
Alright, Flame Man is down for Coolkid.
Yeah, again, pretty easy fight. Just gotta watch out for the flames, but coming through the floor, but otherwise pretty straightforward.
Alright. Still keeping it pretty close, going into boss number 3. Or, sorry, stage number 3. There we go. Not quite at Blizzard Man just yet. We'll get there eventually. So, Blizzard Man, I've heard, as a stage, can be a bit controversial, because you either love it or you hate it with all the slipping and sliding mechanics. But I don't personally run this game. Pro, do you run this game at all?
I don't run the game, no, but I know from watching it, you know, this is where a lot of runs go to die early. Because there is a lot of tricky sliding mechanics, yes, and some very precise movement. But even in a casual setting, like, you know, in the submarine now, with the rising and falling, you know, it can be a little overwhelming. Yeah,
a little bit stressful. Definitely.
And then, of course, the bomb at the end there, you know.
And Coolkid jumping over that last bomb to save a little bit of time. Alright, there we go. Sagehero got that second slice of butter. I'm not sure how the butter tricked these exactly, but...
Yeah, he had a slightly different setup because he got a little hung up with some of the enemies beforehand.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if technically that was butter or not, but someone will correct me in chat, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, leftover butter, Mellows.
Leftover butter. Alright, cool. Thank you. And actually, since Mellowflows is here in chat, really quickly, I'm going to take the time to give him a shout-out, as he's the guy who coordinated this whole tournament for us. So thank you, Mellowflows.
Yes, absolutely. These can be arduous undertakings. Sage, speaking of arduous undertakings, had 4 rolls there.
Yeah, I was going to say, Sage getting a lot of rolls. That's not good.
Yeah, but yeah... Getting back to, these tournaments are time-consuming to run and coordinate, so, yeah, it's always appreciated when, you know, people take the time in their busy lives to get these things rolling, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. No bomb skip? Come on, guys. Someone in chat. What? No bomb skip? That's what I've been saying this whole time. If I were in the tournament, even though I haven't yet beaten this game, I've played it, I haven't beaten it yet. If I were in the tournament, I'd try to go for bomb skip once just to see how people would react.
Yeah, like I said, we might, if we get into a finals situation, you know, we're down to the wire here, you know, someone might go for it just to, go for broke here. But it's only like a couple of seconds save, so I don't really know how practical that would be.
Hey, every second counts, especially in a race setting. As well as if you don't know where your opponent is, compared to where you are, then it really matters that, like, sometimes you just need to take a risk to hope to be ahead.
Nice,
Alright, Coolkid's across.
Yeah, very nicely done. Pretty much did the same thing he did in game 1, almost, like, right down to every little bit of movement. Like, he was very consistent on that.
And Sagehero's making his way across right now, as Coolkid fights Plantman. I'm not sure if that was the Plantman manipulation that you can get or not by Coolkid there. But he didn't look to get a whole bunch of jumps and shields, which is pretty good. Alright, Sagehero now. Plantman fight. As Coolkid leaves.
Down he goes.
People in chat saying going for bomb skip is definitely worth it or debatably worth it in a race setting. But especially if you consistently get it in practice right before the race. Yeah, no, that never comes back to bite you ever. Has that ever happened to you, Pro, where, like, you get a trick over and over again in practice, but then as soon as you start a run, it just never works for you?
Always. Yeah.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it's so annoying.
Yeah, usually when it's like, I usually go into those things where it's like, it happens like 5 times in a row, and then I miss it like 5 times in a row.
Yeah, oh my goodness, it's so awful. Alright, but Tomahawk Man here. Look at that sunset.
Yeah, nice ripple effect there in the background.
So both runners very well doing their shots and slides and jumps and everything. They're making quick work of this stage. Eddie dropped a Sagehero and E-Tank, but he doesn't care.
Yeah. So, Coolkid, so far, this faster and more consistent movement is decently ahead of Sagehero right now in game 2 here. We're in the 5th of 8 Robot Masters. It's Coolkid being very solid throughout. Try and bounce back after an unfortunate game 1 loss for him.
Yes, but if you remember, game 1, Coolkid was ahead going out of the 8 Robos, and then X1 was kind of really his downfall.
Yeah,
well, I guess Centaur Man too, a little bit.
It wasn't Centaur Man. He didn't. Did he die in Centaur Man?
Maybe not.
He died twice. He died twice in Nightman.
Ah, there we go. That was it then.
Yeah.
And then his X1 was not very good. Sage, you gotta respect the iframes.
Yeah, he did that again, but Nightman and X1 were the big problem points for Coolkid, and Sage only had 1 death early, and otherwise was very solid throughout. But yeah, it was a 10-second difference between our runners after the 8 Robos in game 1. All things being equal here, I imagine it's going to be a little wider, maybe 35-40 seconds if things hold.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Someone in chat said, here comes the commentator's curse. But either way, we're in Yamato Man stage right now. And that's the pronunciation we're sticking to, and if you don't like it, then you can try and commentate the next race
Well,
and see how you pronounce it. We'll see how many
Hey.
people yell at you for that then.
yeah, no one's yelled so far, so I think we're doing all right.
Exactly. Cross our fingers, you know, hope for the best.
Coolkid already onto the Yamato Man. He's got Tomahawk ready.
But if Yamato Man only has 2 patterns, and this is what I tried to say during the last race, only having 2 patterns that he can do, because the bosses, if they do 1 pattern twice in a row, with the exception of Nightman, then they have to do some other pattern. Yamato Man, if he does the same thing twice in a row, you know immediately what his next move is going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, I could see it as being one of those things where, because he is pretty weak boss, you know, it's like, kind of forget, like, oh, right, he's gonna do that now.
Alright, Coolkid is entering Nightman stage as Sagehero fights Yamato Man. Yamato, something.
Yeah. And Coolkid underway against Nightman in Nightman stage.
Alright, let's see how this goes. Alright, there we go. Alright. Coolkid's through. See, chat, I don't commentators curse everything.
So yeah, so Coolkid avoids what really had caused him problems in Game 1. So he's already got a minute back, pretty much off of that alone.
Yep. And here we go again with his very quick movement and shots through this part of the stage. Like, that room, he does beautifully. Oh no, Sage!
Sage fallen victim to Coolkid's curse here. Oh!
And then Coolkid right in the spikes. Oh man.
Okay, I think we got a delay
I might have celebrated
reaction.
a little too early.
I think we got a delay reaction here. So both runners taking a death here in Nightman. Both kind of hurt. Actually, they probably might have lost about the same amount of time. Yeah, we got some F's in chat, and yeah, that sums it up pretty well, I'd say. But now we're in the now we're in the bouncy room, so you know all is good again.
Yeah, Coolkid's in the bouncy castle. Sagehero making his way through the stage. Having a little bit of trouble with the one enemy again.
Yeah, so chance for either, so an opportunity, although neither of them knew that going in, presented itself to really swing the race, but they're pretty much about where they were before. As Coolkid's dealing with Nightman right now and just finishes him off.
Very nice fight. And Sage is in the bouncy castle. He's through. There we go.
That just leaves Centaur Man.
Yup. Alright. Sagehero's taking care of Nightman. Very well done.
Back to my favorite music of the game.
As Coolkid. Yup.
Right.
It is a very nice tune. Damage boost off the fish, totally intentional, don't worry about that.
Yeah, a lot of tricky platforming in this stage, particularly in the first half.
For sure.
Alright.
Ooh, Coolkid barely made that work, but that was good.
Yeah.
That was a good slide off the spikes.
Did the same thing in game 1. That does save a little bit of time because you're not waiting for the water.
The game 1, he had a little bit more wiggle room because he hit the enemy and then had to go around to the back of the enemy, turn around, and damage boost off.
Right.
But this time, he got a backwards damage boost off the enemy and just slid right across the spikes and barely made it. Sagehero also gets the backwards damage boost, but didn't do what Coolkid did perfectly fine, because Coolkid barely made it out alive.
Yeah. Yeah, so on to Centaur Man.
I think Eddie gave both of them E-Tank level. Alright, and just keeping Centaur Man in the iframes there. And he's down.
So 1858 for Coolkid, so yeah, 20.
Very good 8 robos time.
Yeah. Sagehero should be about where he was in game 1 with 35. Give or take.
Let's see first how his Centaur Man fight goes to finish out the 8 robos. Oh. Alright, his stream froze a little bit there, it looked like, but... Alright, he's done with his 8 robos.
So 1938 for him, so 40 seconds between our runners. So yeah, it was 3 seconds off, apart from that death. So you take the deaths out, it's probably about 1830 and 1910 or so, give or take. It's not an exact science, but that's where I guesstimate it's about at. So Coolkid had some troubles here in game 1. This is where the permanently swung was in the opening section of X1. Coolkid took 2 deaths there, whereas Sagehero played it clean and was able to pretty much carry that the rest of the way to that game 1 upset win over Coolkid. So.
And we didn't mention it in game 1, but there's some nice Mega Man 5 references for you. People who play Mega Man 5. We got 4 lives that the game just makes you pick up. I guess you only really have to pick up 3 of them, but...
Yeah. Coolkid having a little trouble with the X1 fight.
There we go, we got it eventually.
That's 1 down. Sage gonna contend with some lag there on top of everything else.
Yep. Mega Man 5 references again. Alright, Coolkid making his way through X2 here.
Very nice fight
the sliding bridge.
Very nice fight by Sagehero. A little cleaner than Coolkid, so he probably got a couple of seconds back. But he is really gonna need a major error by Coolkid at this point. But you know, X4 looms and a few other places can cause problems, so not over yet.
Yep, nope, the race is never over until it is done. You need to have the final boss at 0 HP for the run to be over, and there have been a lot of races, maybe even in this tournament, that have proven that exact point. Until the final boss's health reaches 0, it is still a race.
Yes, that certainly is true. And Coolkid underway in the X2 fight.
We're not going to use Mello's creative name. It's still called the Power Piston.
Yeah.
But Coolkid got it done pretty quickly, actually. I think he only missed like one shot. And sagehero enters the fight as Coolkid begins his X3. Wow, very good fight by Sage. Oh, until that last shot. Oh, man.
Yeah, he missed 2 shots in a row there at the end, but was able to close it out pretty easily, so...
Yeah, other than those 2 shots, though, it was a very clean fight. Alright, just using our Rush Jet adapter here to get through what is this, 3?
This is X3, yes. Sage
Alright.
getting through the first gauntlet. Coolkid just finished off the second. We can now ready for the X3 boss fight. Alright, so...
Apparently... Excuse me. Sorry, what's up, Pro?
Oh, I was... so X3 is done. And Sage getting through the gauntlet, the second gauntlets. So, now we're on to X4, which, you know... Dangerous stage, a lot of tricky platforming, and you never know. Sage has got to be a little careful here. He got a little caught up there, but finishes it off.
Yeah, no, but like you were saying, X4 is a hard stage. You gotta aim your night shots correctly, and those can be shot in 8 different directions. You gotta be mindful of where you are versus where enemy shots are.
Right.
And how many shots you need to shoot for every enemy, and whether they'll connect or not, and you need to shoot again. All of your slides and jumps need to be very precise. It's just a very technical stage.
Yes, it certainly is. And Coolkid is working through his final room here. Takes damage boost. Alright, he's through. Very nicely done by Coolkid.
Yep, he's through. Very nicely done.
He's looking at about a sub 27 going into the final. Oh, Sage!
Oh no, Sage! Oh!
That's really gonna put him in a box here. As Coolkid is dealing with Mr. X and Mr. Power Punch.
Coolkid's gotta be careful.
Mr. 2 power. There it is.
There we go. Good job.
So 26-38. So yeah, so in really good shape here. That's almost 90 seconds better than he was in game 1.
And Sage Hero's making his way back through again. Shoots that enemy now. Or no, I think it was that enemy.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
one of
that
them.
one.
One of the ones that was facing left. Alright. Wily 1. Oh no! Sage gets knocked into a pit by an enemy bullet.
Yeah.
It's just like we mentioned earlier, you gotta be so precise and mindful of where everything is. And Coolkid taking a death in Wily 1.
Luckily, early enough in the stage where that really doesn't hurt him too much. You know, the spikes in some of these early rooms can be a problem. I've seen it some of the other races where it's like you get everything in position and then oops. So
oh boy, this race already has had so many ups and downs for both runners.
Yeah, most of them in the last few minutes, and there it is for sagehero getting the job done at 28:20, so almost 2 minutes back now, going into the Wily stages. Oh yeah, Coolkid did have the death early in Wily 1, which was his first of the match, but Sage is going to need more than that to get to claw his way back into this, and the number of opportunities for that to happen are dwindling very quickly.
But this boss fight is infamous for giving you a hard time, so potentially, I doubt it will happen, but potentially this could be a big time save for Sage over Coolkid.
Yeah, and chat corrected me. Yes, you're right. There was the death in Night. Yeah, the two offsetting deaths. Right. Thank you.
But Coolkid takes care of the Mechasaurus, I think it's called, pretty easily. That wasn't a bad fight.
There were some imaginative alternative names being discussed in chat. So,
yeah, particularly the one that the runner Shadow uses.
Yeah. Alright, so Coolkid sets up the alternate route through Wily 2 pretty successfully. Saves a decent amount of time. Sage now about to take on the Wily 1 boss. Coolkid had a couple of missed shots there. See if Sage has a somewhat better luck. Not so far. He's
boop the snoot once, twice.
Not getting a lot of help with the iframes here, and has been off of.
Yeah, as well as one of his spears, if you noticed, went into the boss, like it collided with it, but then it just disappeared and didn't do the damage to it. They were talking about this last night, and someone in chat had mentioned that the spears are something like the hitboxes are 4 pixels, but the spear itself is 6 pixels wide or long or something.
Yeah.
And so like there's 2 dead pixels in there. I don't know the technicalities, but someone in chat did the other night, and I thought that was kind of a cool discussion.
Yeah, it's like you got a 33% chance, in other words, of it not actually connecting because reasons.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, Sage missed the jump, so he'll have to use the jet as a backup, but no problem. Coolkid getting ready now to take on the 8 robot masters in the refights.
Uh-huh. And I think my running theory now is that when we don't take the alternate routes. If you didn't know, in this game there are alternate routes you can take in every 8 robo level to unlock beat letters. Yeah. I think, because someone asked the other night, they were like, what happens to the like, are there 2 robot masters in each stage, or is one just like waiting for you to enter one of the rooms then they come in? So I think that there's 2, and that the second one, just whichever one you don't take, goes to the refights here. That's my running theory.
It's an interesting idea. Coolkid had some trouble with Blizzard Man. He got 4 rolls there, but was able to finish him off nonetheless. But unfortunate loss of time. Coolkid takes care of
nice.
Tomahawks. So yeah, we remain at about 1 minute 45 seconds.
Yeah, he respected the iframes for Tomahawk. Will he do the same for Wind? Oh, not quite.
No, he missed one shot, so yeah, he will have to use Buster.
Oh, nope, he's just gonna punch it.
Yeah, so that's 4 down for Coolkid. Sage having a little trouble getting on that ladder around the cannons, but
I was gonna mention that, yeah. And Centaur Man is... Oh, not quite. There we go. Now Centaur Man is down for Coolkid as Sage enters Lizard Man's fight. Oh, someone in chat likes my theory. Thank you.
Hey, we need our gaming theories. You know, it's how we fuel these things.
Yeah, we need the lore of Mega Man 6. Alright, Sage taking on Flame Man as Coolkid fights Plant Man here. There we go. Sage is out and moving on to Tomahawk.
Yeah, there are about four robot master difference as Coolkid takes on Yamato Man.
There we go. I think that's the first time in this in these races today that sagehero respected the iframes for Tomahawk.
Yeah.
He might have done so for one of the other fights, but... Alright, Coolkid is out.
Oh, Sage missed one. Not respect.
No respect. Anybody know what that's from? I like HJA in chat. Wily was so sick of having to repair Robot Masters in Mega Man 1 through 5. He just made 2 of them up front.
Sage is out of ammo for Nightman, so he's gonna have to do this with the Buster, which is perfectly doable. It's not a hard. He's a pretty easy boss, but you know, he's gotta watch out for the freezing. As Coolkid is now taking on Wily.
Yep. Here we go. Coolkid's almost done here. Sage is on his what?
I think that's 6th. Yeah.
Yeah. Robot Master.
We got
Alright, capsule fight for Coolkid.
Oh, he's getting all the love. He ran out of ammo for Tomahawk, but
that's
one punch,
time for Coolkid.
Yeah, finishes with an official race time of 35:59, so 41 seconds better than in game 1.
Alright, can we get some GGs for Coolkid in the chat? As we watch Sage finish up the 8 robos here and then move on to Wily. Yeah, that's right. We're moving on to game 3 today, folks. Second time of the tournament. I think I might have missed a race or two, but I don't know if we've had game 3s other than the once last night.
I don't think so. No. All the opening round matches were 2-game sweeps.
Well, I think that does, like, it kind of goes to show the runners' just, like, level of comfort with the game. Because the gap will be a bit bigger at the beginning when there's a whole bunch of people.
Well, yeah.
And then as you kind of, you know, get to the more elite ones, it's going to be a bit closer, and so the knockouts aren't going to happen as often. Like, just the full sweep knockouts, that is.
Right, yeah.
But Sage here moving on to the Wily Fight here.
Yep, so should be able to get a solid low 38 here. We missed the the early shot.
Missed the shot. Oh, missed another shot. Can I just say, I love this final boss music. It's so good.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. Alright, not gonna have enough tomahawk to get through this.
Does he have Knight, though? No, he doesn't have Knight.
He doesn't have Knight, so he's gonna have to use Buster, which, again, doable, but you're kind of at the mercy of the RNG now.
Yup. It especially stinks if that happens and you're on PB pace, and then you're just sitting there losing your run to RNG because Wily didn't come down.
Yeah. Okay.
Thankfully, I don't think that was the case here, but it still kind of stinks to just stand around waiting for Wily. But there we go, Sagehero finishes out. Official race time of 38:29.
Alright, so we're knotted up at 1 here. This winner take all game 3. The winner will take on Shadow and Asno for in the quarterfinals.
Oh, there's gonna be 3-player races?
No.
No? I'm a bit confused then.
The winner will take the winner of this will play either Shadow or Asno in the quarterfinals.
Oh, okay. Either one or the other. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought you said both of them.
No.
All right, that's my bad. Well, it looks like my wish is granted, though. We're going to move on to game 3.
Yes. So we'll see if mental fatigue is going to affect either runner. I imagine it's going to have some kind of effect at some point. You know, because
Possibly.
you're doing the same you do the same thing over and over, and a game like this with a lot of moving parts and places, it's easy to kind of lose sight of things and just get kind of go off the rails a little bit, but
Exactly, yeah, and you mentioned that earlier, but it actually could very much come into play here. But I think that's also why these players practice so much and have so much of it be hour-long practice sessions back to back to back.
well, like, will mental fatigue affect either commentator? Well, we certainly hope not. I mean, I think these runners are used to multiple hour streams. True enough. True enough. And that certainly is true. But in a race setting, when you're really kind of grinding and pushing yourself mentally, it can't. I think it does eventually add up a little bit. So, all right. So our runners are pretty much ready. So we'll give them get this going here. We're not just gonna barrel on through like they are and get this race in the books. So yeah, so we'll see what happens here in game 3. I don't imagine Coolkid's going to be doing a whole lot different. I mean, he improved his time by 41 seconds with a. So I think in his mind he's like, just go for the deathless here if we can.
Sorry, you cut out a little bit there. Were you saying that you think Coolkid's gonna play a little bit safer?
Yeah, I don't know about safer. I think he knows where trouble. He knows where he's having trouble. So we'll see. I mean, it could happen. Yeah, I think in his mind, like, just go for the deathless here. Let's, try and get one really clean run if we can.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I mean, I would hope that every run he's, going for deathless. I don't want him to ever go for a death, but
Well, no. He's had the troubles in a couple of stages. He's had Nightman has been in both matches. So, I think in that respect, he'll go for it. That's something to aspire to. Sage Hero is kind of in the unfortunate play, pretty much how he played in game. And then hope to God, Coolkid has a couple of bad stages.
well, you never know. This is a race and anything can happen. Let's get the audio back on. There we go. And we are off. Windman first yet again.
Yeah. That saying is a standard after all to reach this skill they have to practice for hours. That is true. You do all this to kind of, and a lot of what you learn is kind of ingrained in your mind, and in your muscle memory. But in a race setting, you gotta use all of that, but also remind yourself this is a race, so not all things are equal.
Absolutely. I'm so hyped for round number 3 here of Sagehero versus Coolkid. This is going to be an amazing race. And the other 2 rounds have been so cool to watch. Like, this has been awesome.
Yeah, they've been very close in their skill sets so far. Coolkid with an early lead here. Generally gotten through the first stage to the boss room in about 90 seconds each time, and once again showing off why he is who he is as one of the top MM6 runners, again with a PB of under 34 minutes. So he knows.
Yeah, no, Coolkid's number 4 on the leaderboards for Mega Man 6.
Yeah. So Sagehero,
which I think then speaks volumes to how Sagehero's been able to beat him. Sorry, what's up?
I would say Sagehero with the 36-37, still a very strong runner, but not quite as accomplished. But still, you get under 30. When you break 40 minutes in this game, you're doing really well for yourself. That's kind of like the big time barrier, I think.
Absolutely. I would say breaking 40 minutes for any game that is past Mega Man 2 is a huge accomplishment, and you should definitely be proud of that if you're a runner and have broken that barrier.
Yeah.
But moving on to Flame Man here, again, enemy management and just knowing where you're shooting and how many shots each enemy takes, as well as watching that fire doesn't drop too much. Kind of the main things to watch here.
Yeah, Sage had a little trouble with this stage in Game 1. Actually, Coolkid also had trouble with this stage in Game 1, but of a different kind. Oh boy. Now he's gonna have to play.
Oh boy, Coolkid.
Well, he knows his iframes, so he doesn't have to worry too much. Just gotta be careful.
Yep, and he's still making his way through the stage, even with that little scare.
Well, the fire is on already, so
yeah, how did that happen?
well, the mysteries of life, It was like that when I got there. Uh-oh. Huh. Yeah, Coolkid,
Coolkid's just setting everything ablaze for round 3.
Yeah, burn it all down.
It's like the Mega Man X7 boss. Burn to the ground! remember what his name is, though.
Uh,
I just know that
I've
that's
only-
a quote from X7.
I've only played that game once, I don't know.
See, I've never played it yet. I'm working my way through the X games. I'll get there eventually. But Coolkid and sagehero both take care of Flame Man. Not a big issue. Moving on to Blizzard Man.
Yeah.
I might have just traumatized a few people in chat by mentioning X7 and the quotes. Either way, though, we are on to Blizzard Man, slipping and sliding, and my oh my, it is a beautiful, beautiful day. Backwards D-boost there for Coolkid again. And sagehero's not actually that far behind. He's only maybe like one of the longer screen widths apart from Coolkid here.
Gentleman's Bond
Maybe
Skip
about
Attempt
15
Agreement
seconds?
Inc. Yeah, something like that.
Oh, what?
Oh, I was looking at Mellow Flows, like, Gentleman Bomb Skip Attempt Agreement Inc.
I would love to see that so much. Is Coolkid going
Yeah.
for butter? Nope.
No, he was too late.
Yeah, that's alright.
I have seen gentlemen's agreements in other races. Agree on, certain provisos beforehand, doing something 100%, for example, even though it's technically it's supposed to be any percent or something
Any
like
percent
that.
raise.
Yeah, or, going
And
for a trick like that.
And actually mentioning the 100%, it's important to note that Tomahawk Man is the only stage... Is it Tomahawk? It might be Yamato. One of the two. No, it's Yamato. Yamato Man is the only stage that we take the secret route here. Because I mentioned earlier, all of the robot masters in this game have secret routes you can take to fight them. So Yamato Man is the only one we actually take in the speedrun because it's the only one that's faster than the normal route. Both of them take care of Blizzard Man. Both of them got at least one roll. I didn't count.
Alright, so 2 down.
Broa,
2
did
down.
you catch how many rolls?
No, I did not. I wasn't counting. So checking something else.
Alright.
So, yeah, so 3 down,
That's
5 to go.
Alright, Plant Man stage. This is another one that's really hard. We mentioned earlier that Blizzard can be a bit of a run stopper, but this one also very dangerous. You can definitely mess up any of the jumps, or if you leave an enemy alive, the lag can definitely mess you up and you'll miss an input.
Yeah.
Very difficult with the platforming.
Yeah, these 2 stages definitely can be problematic, and I've seen enough of Becco doing this, and without fail, Blizzard or Plant would sink like a vast majority of his runs. So yeah, you get through this opening half. It's like not so bad all of a sudden. It's like, yeah, there's a free extra life for Sage.
And Coolkid, once again, 3 for 3, just charging through Plant Man stage. Oh, no, there we go. He made a slight stop to kill the fish.
Yeah, I think he had a bounce that he didn't really feel comfortable with. Like, okay, just slow it down.
And that's alright. It's better to slow down a little bit for a bounce that you're not sure of than to go for it and get hit into a pit or not quite make the
Right.
jump.
Yeah, it's like he's comfortable in what he can and can't do. sagehero might be in the position where, like, I gotta go for this, because he knows that in terms of PBs, like, he is looking up here, so any like little shade he can do is going to be critical for him if he wants to pull the
Absolutely, and
upset.
Coolkid had a really good plant fight there. Like, that was amazing. Plantman only jumped maybe 2 or 3 times, it looked like.
Yeah. There goes...
Otherwise, he was just running around the room for Coolkid to hit.
Yeah, there goes Plant for Sage, so we're on our way to the second half of this.
Second half of the 8 Robos. Sorry, sometimes I can't help myself. I love the songs in this game.
Oh, good.
And by the way, am I pronouncing your name right? Is it Proa?
It's actually Pro A, but you know most people.
Pro A.
Yeah.
All right, I'm so sorry then, because this whole time I've been pronouncing it wrong.
A lot of people do. It's not a big deal to me.
But yeah, that ladder up there that Coolkid just passed, that's the secret exit for, secret exit, this isn't a Mario game. That's the, secret path. I guess it could be a secret exit. For,
Wait a minute,
for Tom
wait a minute, we're not doing Mario? What the hell have I been watching for the last hour?
Yeah, this is a platformer on the NES, it's gotta be Mario, right? Only platformer on the NES I've ever heard of. Actually, no, it's the only platforming game ever. That's it. It's just Mario. Nothing else.
MM6 20 exit. There we go.
Alright, Tomahawk Man fight for Coolkid. Let's see what we got. Is he going to respect the iframes? I certainly hope so. He's been pretty good about that so far. I think it was only the one Windman fight that he didn't. Yeah, there we go. Very nicely done by Coolkid. And Sagehero's entering as Coolkid exits. How's that for timing?
Yeah.
So in spite of this being the, what, 5th Robot Master, there's still only a boss fight between them.
Yeah, we're 5 down with Tomahawk here, so and Sage respecting the iframes this time.
Thank you, Sage.
Yep. This could be a situation where
And on to Yamato.
This could be a situation where who blinks first on the mistakes. We'll see. Coolkid, with his lead, can afford a mistake or two, but not to the degree like it was in Game 1, where he really kind of put himself in the box there.
Yeah. And he got a good backwards deboost there on the enemy. And as mentioned earlier, this Yamato Man is the one stage where we're taking the secret exit, so them flying up here to this top ladder, that's the secret exit. Oh my gosh, the secret path, whatever. I'm just gonna call it a secret exit anyway. I don't care anymore. But that's the only secret exit stage, whatever, that we do through this whole speedrun. No, actually, there's one in the X or Wily stages. But as far as the 8 Robos go, that's the only secret one we take. There's Sage taking it.
Yep. Alright,
and actually,
so...
I don't know if you know this,
Okay.
Pro A, the 3-rounded, yeah, Coolkid's fighting Yamato here, but the 3-rounded game that we had last night, the one of the runners actually started with Yamato Man, and then went to Knight, then Centaur, and then went around the weakness circle after that. On the 3rd game. It was kind of interesting to watch.
That's one way to do it. I doubt it was intentional, but it's also one of those things like, oh, well, oh, hell, just do it anyways. You know, it's one of those things like, well, we're doing this, so let's do this. You know, the nice thing,
Well,
at least with
I don't know
the
if it was unintentional.
Itchy is
Sorry, what's the thing?
saying, Itchy and Chaz saying it was an accident, but like, with these bosses, they're not that hard actually overall. They're a pretty easy bunch, so you probably get away with Buster through most of them without too much trouble. So we're on to number 7 now, Nightman. The Spike Room clean. Sage did not in game 2, he did in game 1. Okay, avoided the one spike that got him, so he's all good there.
Eddie tried to give Coolkid an extra life, but Coolkid just said, nope. We're just gonna move on. Fighting the Mad Nerds. And there's a spider Metroid thing? I'm not sure. I don't know enemy names, I'm gonna be honest. But we are in the bouncy castle now here. As Sagehero makes his way through one of the, I don't know, what do you even call that room? Like, those enemies? Octopus barrel things?
I'm not exactly sure myself. Nightman
Either way,
underway.
Coolkid is taking on Nightman here.
Yeah, underway. This should be a pretty easy fight. Jumping notwithstanding. So, you know, both runners clean through 7 Robot Masters right now. Coolkid done with this. Sagehero about ready to take him on. So, yeah.
Yeah, so far this has been a pretty clean race.
Now you've done it. I was trying to downplay it, but...
Yeah, no, I know. There I go. As soon as I say that, now they're all... It's all my fault.
Yeah.
But they're both through Nightman. Moving on to Centaur. There's another life there that Coolkid just ran right past.
Sometimes, you know, you just gotta run, take it as it comes. As get underway here in Centaur Man. Sagehero, about 20-25 seconds behind right now, but playing very solidly as we go into the final Robot Master.
Sorry, real quick, want to correct you. You said that Centaur Man here is underway. I think we should say that Centaur Man here is underwater.
Well, he's certainly got the best of both worlds here with the stage design. It's one of the more imaginative in the game because of how well it integrates water and land.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's one of the better built water stages in the Mega Man series, I'd say.
I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Like, I mean, I like Mega Man 2, but Bubble Man stage is terrifying to try and play through. Ooh, Sage barely made that. That was close.
So, Coolkid about to take on Centaur Man. Sagehero's about 3 or 4 screen transitions away from that.
Uh-oh. Did Coolkid's stream freeze?
Yeah, looks like we got a slight hiccup there. It looks like he got the kill at 1838.
Alright, just hang tight. It's recovering now. There we go.
We're good. Yeah. Alright, so So the best time yet for Coolkid at 1838 on the kill. Sagehero underway now with the Centaur Man, and there he goes, 1914. So best times yet for both players. Through the 8 Robot Masters as we get ready for Mr. X. Coolkid.
Yeah, no, they actually shared in the... They shared in the race time room their teleport times. 1849 for Coolkid and 1927 for sagehero.
That's about right, yeah. So... Yeah, so about 40 seconds, give or take. Coolkid just gotta be, I'm sure, is conscious, like, gotta be careful here, because X1 is what sunk him in game 1.
Someone in the chat, we don't need to see that fight anyway.
Well, if we do, it's usually because something went wrong.
That's pretty true, I guess. Alright, X1 fight. Here we go. For game 3.
Coolkid had a little trouble with this fight in game 2. Much cleaner this time around.
Yeah, still wasn't perfect, but that was a pretty good fight.
Yeah, definitely faster than it was in game 2, where he actually switched weapons, I believe, just to preserve his flame ammo.
And as we said, going through menus in this game takes quite a while, so you don't really ever want to do that.
Ooh.
Oh no! First death of the run, Coolkid takes an X2.
Yep.
sagehero finishes X1, but that death didn't cost too much time for Coolkid, but it did bleed a bit, so sagehero could come back and make this.
He almost did it. He almost fell into the other side of the spikes there, so yeah, Coolkid Coolkid is in control here. Still in control here, but he did lose about 15 seconds.
Well, him falling on the other side of the spikes, he's actually done that all 3 times in the races. He got hit by the Met and then went to the right side, fell into the spikes, and then jumped out.
Right, so...
And Coolkid has been showing us some nice backwards D-boosts on these enemies. Like, just throughout all the races. This has been amazing to watch. And there it is again! And there's one from sagehero. Alright, here we go. Power piston. Oh, missed the first 2 shots. There's another one.
Missed 3 out of 4 right off the bat.
Which is not good. Oh, there's a 5th one missed. He's... Oh, 6th one. He's not gonna... Oh boy, he's gotta fill his tomahawk and watch that bar. See how his ammo conservation, how he takes the next few stages. sagehero's stream seems to be buffering a bit here, but he looks to be on the power piston fight.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
There we go. Not sure how many shots he missed, but his ammo looks like he did pretty well. I don't know. Again, I haven't beaten this game. I've played it. I haven't beaten it. So I'm not sure exactly what ammos you're looking for on the energy bars here.
Yeah. Alright, so... sagehero going through the first gauntlet, jet gauntlet, Coolkid about to do the second. So Wily 3, well, not Wily, X3 fight underway, and a couple of missed shots there, but finishes the job. Sage, not far behind. He's about a boss fight away now.
No, Sage is closing the gap here.
Yeah, he's... So, X4 underway here for Coolkid. A lot of platforming trickiness. Both runners have done a good job in math so far with it. But there's a lot that can and will happen. So you can't take anything for granted. Yeah, suit punch, 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 yes. Alright, Coolkid getting through that first real tough gauntlet there. And now Coolkid about to take on the... Oh! Coolkid missed the jump! Oh boy. That's unfortunate. And that has swung the race. We're just about even now. We needed an unforced error, and that really did it. Oh, but Sage falls into the pit as well. Oh boy. So now we got ourselves an interesting situation. Oh, Sage almost did it again. I'll take the fall for that one, because, you know, I shoot my mouth saying, oh, X4, and, you know, it would just be like that, wouldn't it?
Alright, sorry, I had to leave real quick and deal with something. Didn't expect to be here commentating this long. What have I missed so far?
A couple of deaths from both players. Coolkid
Oh no!
died, and then Sage died.
Oh no.
So we got ourselves a race for sure. About 27:06. Oh boy, Sage has got to be really
Sage
careful.
has to be careful here. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, that was close.
So about a
But
17
he
second.
closes it out. Very nice.
Yes. About a 17-second difference between our runners going into the finale here. If you're looking for a good
Wily
game 3, we got it for you.
Yeah, wow. This is not finals.
No, this is round of 16. It's got to be careful here. He died in X1 in game 2.
Alright, taking the secret path here. Coolkid's just about to enter. So that we can get on to the Mechasaurus fight.
Yes, among many other names he has.
They don't need to be mentioned, though. Are we going to, like, as a community, just end up making a whole bunch of alternate names for every boss in this game? Oh no, sagehero missed the early flutter, and now he's got to take the normal path.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Oh man. Sagehero being careful around those spikes. Coolkid comes into Mechasaurus.
What,
Boop
like,
the snoot once.
yeah, that did cost him a few extra seconds.
I think.
Coolkid's having some trouble with Mechasaurus here. He's not getting the hits he needs. There it is.
Yeah, that just about made up for Sagehero taking the other path.
Maybe. Not depends on how sagehero does here.
Yeah, but Coolkid teleported out as sagehero came in, so they're about a boss fight apart right now. I don't know how they were on the earlier stages, but...
So, okay, good fight from sagehero. A little cleaner than Coolkid's, but, you know, the Mechasaurus can and will cause problems. Yeah, real quick, since we have a slight break in the action, we do have two, per Mellow Flows' point, we do have two more matches today on the Mega Man 6 tournament at 5 p.m. Eastern. On SpeedGaming 4, we have Dark Terex versus Aural 509. And at 7 p.m. on SG2, we have Mellow Flows versus Not Riley 4. So, plenty more action coming our way. This Coolkid gets ready to
And
take
I'll be
on...
back again, so you can hear my ugly voice again for that for that second race there at 7 p.m. tonight. Eastern Standard Time.
30-35 for Coolkid through the Wily boss. Got a comfortable-ish lead here. Wily 3. A lot of... If he gets through this opening section, he should be in control the rest of the way. The rest of it is refights Wily, Dr. Wily, basically. So.
Yep. As long as he makes it to the boss rush, he should be fine closing this out. By the way, real quick, what is the boss here that Sage is fighting name? Anyone in chat? What's that little tank guy's name? Because I don't remember. I know it's been said before. I'm bad at remembering things.
Yeah.
Alright, Coolkid nearly missed the flutter up there, but he made it. He's all good. On to the boss refights.
Yeah. So
The
37.
clones.
Yeah, 37 seconds difference between our competitors. So we'll see how much RNG affects things here. Okay, there's another roll, and there goes Blizzard. So we are underway. And chat saying they call, Mr. Cab, another veteran of the Mega Man community, says it's he calls it Big Jumbo Wheel or BJW.
Yeah, Mr. Kev 55, definitely another veteran runner here in the Mega Man Classic community.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Sage fighting Blizzard as Coolkid takes on Tomahawk. 2 rolls for Sage already. 3. Coolkid takes down Tomahawk, respecting the frames. 3 rolls for Sage and Blizzard. Coolkid's stream seems to have frozen for us here. Should be back in just a minute. Hang tight, guys. But in the meantime, Sage is taking on Flame Man. So they're both in the boss refights at the same time, which is really good. This race has been so entertaining to watch. Alright,
so
looks like Coolkid respected the iframes for wind.
As one does.
As one does.
Yes. Alright, so sagehero doing a good job respecting the iframes here. He took a couple of hits against Tomahawk, but got it done.
Will he do the same for Windman as Coolkid takes on Knight? Okay, looks like Sage is doing a good job. There we go. Windman is down for Sage, without having to switch to Buster.
Yep. So he is going to have to...
Coolkid's taking on Plant.
Yeah, Sage is going to have to deal with Knight here. We have to deal with Centaur Man with Buster, unfortunately, which, again, not too difficult. It's a pretty easy fight, but it's not what you want to have to deal with. One more for...
How many, do you know which stage he, used most of his Knight ammo in?
I think the happenings in X4 is what threw him off.
Okay. Coolkid takes down Yamato Man, no issue. Moving right on to the final stage here.
Yep. So, should be pretty.
We're getting ready to finish out the run.
Yep. Game 3 down to this. Coolkid in pretty good. Um, pretty good shape here. He's got more than enough tomahawk down Wily. Sage is one boss fight away from joining him. 4.
Alright, Coolkid taking on the final Wily boss. Here we go. Phase 1, done and over with. Early hit on Phase 2. Wow, just like hit after hit after hit. That was good.
Yeah, you got a good pattern
Capsule
there.
fight. Missed a shot on the capsule. But yes, he did get a very good pattern on that phase. And he's one shot short.
Using Knight to finish it off, and there it is.
There we go, 35-50.
So, yeah, about 9 seconds faster than game 2, and that was enough to keep sagehero. One will wonder, what if that death in X4 for Sage, would that have gotten him what he needed? I don't know. I doubt it, but it might have been really, really close.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Sagehero, though, on the final Wily fight here, finishing up the capsule.
Yeah, he's going to be short on ammo as well, it looks like.
And there goes his PB, by the way. 36-37 is Sagehero's PB. We just passed it. So Sagehero got really close again to PBing. That's twice in these 3 races. 2 out of the 3, he got pretty close.
Yeah. So he's going for the power fist here. Not getting a lot of help from Wily though. But
Yeah,
there
Wily's
it is.
not being helpful. There we go.
All right, finishes with an official race time of 37 minutes on the nose. Let's see if our got our runners in for a quick interview.
Yup. And I'm super happy we got the 3 races in here, but Coolkid's gonna move on with the rest of the tournament. Alright, looks like Sagehero's gonna be joining us here. There we go. How's it going, Sagehero?
Doing all right. Doing as well as I can do for just having my butt kicked.
But hey, you took it to 3. You know, that's something, right?
Yeah, I said this at the end of the last race, but I would have felt good going out if I had it 1 and 2. Like, even just putting a chink in Coolkid's armor, because his PB is almost 3 minutes faster than mine, so it's not easy to keep up with him.
Right. And yeah, game 1, you were pretty solid, and then those deaths. Like, deaths really kind of were the narrative throughout this, as we welcome Coolkid chat. GG.
Thank you.
Good game, Coolkid.
Yeah, GG
Yeah.
Sage. Yeah, that it's the name of the game, Def. You do die a lot. When you play this game, especially if you're. I think everyone die. You just die a lot. It's so easy to die.
Yeah.
Mega Man 6.
Yeah. It's like with this kind of thing, I think we were speculating. Boy, like a deathless run here. Like, that'd be the dream, wouldn't it?
Yeah. The last one, I think we almost had it, right? And then we got into Castle's Deathless, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, no, the 8 robos you guys went through deathless.
That was the first time. Yeah, first time I did not die in Nightman stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. X4 was we're both like
Yeah.
within I think 10, 15 seconds of each other. Then Coolkid died first, and sagehero like took the death. Like ooh, like that was.
Yeah. That screen is just incredibly tough. It's a screen after the checkpoint, and just there's so much that can go wrong.
Yeah, Murphy's Law writ large. Like anything can go wrong,
Yeah.
and it's so tight with some of the platforming.
Yeah, GG's though was fun. It was fun. All right, I'm definitely gonna have to not die as much, I think, if I'm gonna want to.
Well,
Yeah, go deeper in, go for it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, game
or
one.
actually, it might. Who knows? Maybe my opponent will die a lot too. I think it's just inevitable. You're just if you can beat the game without dying, your chances of doing good in this tournament. I mean, you're very likely going to go far in the tournament if you can just not
yeah.
die.
Yeah, but Coolkid, the I think it was game one maybe, but you actually took a game over, which was very
Oof.
interesting to see. And we were saying, Coolkid, one of the top level runners, sagehero, very, very well done by both of you for all 3 of these rounds. But it was interesting to watch that Coolkid game overed, and then Sagehero already mentioned that there was 3 minutes roughly difference between your 2 PBs. Coolkid game overed and still actually pulled pretty close into Sage, not losing
Yeah.
by a whole ton for that round. But either way, it was a great job. You both did fantastic. Sage, I think you got within 15 seconds of your PB for both,
Oh.
for 2 out of the 3 races, right?
On the first one, I was plus 1.8 on the final split. I was like really close.
See, I'm
Yeah.
telling
Yeah.
you need to do like you should not hop into Mega Man 11 already. You should grind down.
I got
Yeah, it's like
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say a couple a couple of good shakes. Get that luck on your side. Sub 36 sounds like a given at this point, right?
If I keep pushing it, yeah. I got to see how much time I got because I do want to derest 11. But yeah, I mean, if I keep pushing it, I think I can get 35. 34 is quite a bit harder, I think.
Yeah. It's those little things I think at this point just kind of really
Yeah, absolutely.
flatten
Yeah.
everything down.
And
So,
Pro A and I, we mentioned, just even breaking through the sub 40 barrier for any game that's like Mega Man 3 or past is a really big deal. So the fact that both of you have PBs that are under, 40 minutes for this game is really impressive, and you should
yeah,
definitely be proud of that, and all of the runners in this tournament as well.
yeah, yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Thank you.
thank you. Yeah, it's just that I hadn't completed a run of this since June, and since June I've learned I think 2 of the Mega Man runs. So I kind of in the first race I was kind of like trying to remember what to do in the castle stages, but then in second and third race I was
Yeah,
like kind of
for
found my
sure.
form for a little bit. But yeah,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed running 6. It's such a fun chill game. Like yeah, it's really easy to die, but honestly, it's pretty straightforward. That's what I like about it. It's easy, just like boom, just complete the game, do a run.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, GG's guys, and good luck, Coolkid in the quarterfinals, and good
Are
luck,
you
Sage. Good
you're
luck,
playing
Sage.
Shadow?
Am I?
Um,
Okay.
I don't know if that's been determined yet, but we do have
Yeah, no, I don't
2.
think it's determined yet who Cool
Oh,
Kid's
I'm
choosing.
sorry. I thought they went yesterday. My fault.
Oh,
That's all good.
we have 2 more second round matches today at 5 p.m. on 4 Dark 509 and 7 p.m. Eastern on SG2. We have Mellow Flows versus Hot Routes. You enjoyed yesterday's, So yeah. So
Is
thanks,
Pro A
Smokey.
cutting out for anyone else?
Am I?
Yeah, it's cutting out for me too.
Yeah, that
oh.
just Discord issues.
Okay. So I'll just really quickly reiterate that then. So 5 p.m. and Speed Gaming 4, there's going to be a race between
Yes,
RL509 and
Dark
Dark.
Terex.
Hang on.
Dark Terex.
Yes,
Yeah.
Dark Terex. Thank you. And then at 7 p.m. tonight Eastern Standard Time, there's going to be a race between Mellow Flows and
Not
I'm
Riley
sorry.
4.
Yes, not
Not
Riley
Riley.
4. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. So GG's all, and see you all
Which
hopefully in
Speed
the next.
Gaming will that be on?
5 p.m. is SG4, 7 p.m. is SG2.
All right. Cool.
All right. So GG's all, and we will see you hopefully in the next couple of hours. So
Peace out.
have a good one, everybody.
That's right. To be continued. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.